Hi guys. It's been a little while since I last did a video. I have been working. It's been very busy at a church before Easter. But I logged into my student loan account on Easter and I saw that my 27,000 plus dollars worth of student loans were gone, wiped clean off of there. And I've done a video about this before. You can go back to the previous one. I'll put a link in the description box below. And it's a borrower's defense to repayment, and it's a claim. And it went through a court case and everything, and they were taking their time, and they finally actually did something about it because they probably had to legally. And so this is nothing to do with like the Biden plan to just forgive everybody's debt. This is for people who were saying that their college or educational institute were somehow misleading them or doing something wrong, outright lying, that sort of thing. And I was honest in my claims and they got approved, but it's been a long time coming because, well, let me start from the beginning. In 2015, I had a dream that I believed was from God, and that's why I started this channel. And because I repented at that point, and I asked God, what do you want me to do? And I basically was just sort of killing the old me and just doing everything for God, basically. And I've been doing that ever since. And I've realized that when you actually do God's will, it's something that you're going to enjoy and when you're actually doing it. So there's always the rough spots when you're kind of not agreeing, not going with the flow, really. But anyway, I did that, and that's when somebody mentioned the buyer's defense to repayment, the BDR claims, and that's when I filled out a bunch of paperwork and put that in around 2016, I think. It was the predatory loan people. I'll put a link to their website also, who originally helped me out with, basically I filled out a form and they did all the lawyers stuff. It was a Harvard lawyers or something working on it at the time. There's things that have changed since then and it's a little different now. But they'd still help, obviously, if that's something that you've gone through. But yeah, it was the court case that worked out in my favor on that. But I was gonna say in this video, basically just thanks to God. I don't credit myself for getting those loans dismissed. And I do think of it as like a jubilee where all the debts are forgiven, because that was basically my debt. I mean, I'd already gone through bankruptcy. I'd already lost the house. I'd already, I had to deal with the bankruptcy for years and years and years, but you couldn't put the student loans on the bankruptcy. So I don't know, I've heard some people do. I don't know how they do, but it was not a thing that I could do. So it was just student loan debt, what I've been dealing with. And I feel like it's been a weight on my shoulders for, I don't know, 20 years now. And it's just a huge weight taken off my shoulders. And I'm writing about it on my Substacks. I've got like 3 different Substacks now. And so each one is a different flavor, a different, reason for why I would be writing about it. And so I wrote about the drama triangle, where people are like, "Ooh, I don't like student loans being forgiven because the taxpayers are the ones who pay for it." But with BDR, the schools are ultimately responsible, where the government can go after the schools to get the money. And the schools are going to be held responsible in a way that if they've got a lot of BDR claims, then it's not going to look good for them, and the government is going to be working with them for loans if they know that this can happen in the future. So I wrote about that on the drama of it all, with the whole drama triangle perspective. And I've written about how I've been fluctuating with my mood a lot recently on my Law of Attraction Substack. All these links will be in the description box below if you want to check them out. And basically I have been either baseline, like not believing it, where I keep checking to see that they don't, think they made a mistake and then put it back on there. I've already gotten paperwork in the mail about one of them being forgiven. I know the paperwork's coming for the other one. I've logged into the studentaid.gov website where it says I have a $0 balance. I know that it's been forgiven, and they're not just going to take that away. It came from a court case. They're working on the court case. That's why it finally happened. And so, but there's this lack of belief that's like, wow, is it really happening? You have to keep checking, because I just can't believe it. And then there's the part of me that believes it, and then I get like this high. And then I was like, oh my God, I've got no debt. I mean, I've got like a couple $100 on a loan type thing that I could pay off right now if I wanted to. It's just cheaper to hold on to it until it's paid off in the long run, which is kind of weird, but whatever. But other than that, I've got no debt. And so I can pay off all my debt right now and I'd be done. I'd have debt free. That's not obviously going to last if I want to buy a house or have a house or whatever in the future with that. So that's a whole nother thing. But right now, I can pay off all my debt. And so I've been trying to work on affirmations, like what kind of affirmations can I use for myself to try to continue to believe this and make it even better, just snowball it into something bigger. And I want to write about that on the Law of Attraction Substack also. And then I'm thinking about writing something maybe for the Leaves of the Tree Healing Substack, which is basically to go with this YouTube channel. I haven't been posting many YouTube videos because YouTube takes things down and just, demonetizes and whatnot. I mean, if you know that YouTube's going to take it down, what's the incentive to put it up there, right? I don't think YouTube's going to take this one down, but they have other videos, and so it makes it like I'd rather just write about it elsewhere or do something about it elsewhere. I mean, I can put videos in my Substacks too, so maybe that'll be a thing in the future. So if you're interested to learn more, then you might want to subscribe to those various Substacks. I have a couple of things that are paid on them, but for the most part, I just keep them free. And if you are just wanting to tip me, you can tip me. There's like a buy me a pizza button, and you can subscribe if you want to, but that's most of the information is totally free. I hesitate to, put a barrier on all the information. Like, I want people to know that they can get things wiped away, debt repaid. It doesn't have to be student loan debt. That's just one very, very, very specific example. But I do believe that by repenting and turning your life over to God, you can receive blessings. And this is one of them for me. And I'm trying to just be very appreciative and share the good news. The gospel was the word for good news. Gospel is repent and, be born again, go and do God's will, and then God will be with you because he wants his will to be done. And this was kind of keeping me back from doing things, from being all that I could be. And I'm still struggling with actually believing it, staying on a high. As I mentioned, that Substack where I was talking about oscillating, I've also gone very low in trying to release old negative thought patterns and all that, because I obviously had some, or else I wouldn't have been in that situation to begin with. And God's working with me to do that. I'm continuing to try to release those old negative thought patterns and everything. So if you're interested, you can go sign up to be on my newsletter on my Substacks. There's 3 of them. One's the Drama Triangle, and one is the Law of Attraction, and one is Leaves of the Tree Healing. And so those links will all be in the description box below if you want to follow that. I'm more into writing now. It's a little bit more difficult to get a video together sometimes, but I'm hoping that the summer might bring some more peace, and maybe I can start doing that. Maybe I will feel more free to put videos in my Substacks. So if you want to continue to follow me, then sign up for the newsletters. Thank you for watching, and God bless.